Using sound, movement, and breath to creatively reset is such a remarkable process that I have just been practicing myself for the last 8 months. And I wanted to share this with you today because a lot of the time, our creativity and our ideas and opportunities that we are wanting to connect with are not going to happen through thinking. And we can spend too much time in our heads thinking through, how am I going to fix this? What's the next piece going to look like? And there's a place for that, of course. There's a place for using the mind in that way and thinking things through. But in the last 8 months or so, I have been leaning much more into creatively unblocking, reconnecting creatively in a more intuitive, inward way through sound, movement, and breath. My friend Sharon, who is a figurative sculptor and an amazing artist, recommended this to me, having had done the same practice for a year long. And for Sharon, who is a phenomenally successful artist in the sense of creating work that is really deep, true, connecting, and is also out there sharing it, selling it, doors of opportunity flying open, people coming to Sharon. I remember Sharon saying to me, I really do think you should do this work. Do the work, is what she said, which was this kind of shamanic practice for us, but boiling it down and taking the shamanic element away, it is about sound, movement, breath, and how that actually activates, resets our system in a much different way to the thinking brain. And this is where our body recognizes this too, when we start to focus on the way we breathe and we focus on the sound that can radiate through us and activate the parts of us that are dormant or waiting to be activated. The movement, moving our bodies, just in the sense of rocking. I've been thinking about this recently, how when I was doing a lot of the work, I would sit and rock. Now, I realized how my perception of that was that over the years, rocking was a sign of madness. Like, that's what I was brought up to believe. And I remember when I was rocking in the workshops that I was taking part in, it just felt so natural to me to kind of rock. And then realized, though, how doing that in my own setting in the real world felt like I felt self-conscious about it. And it really makes me aware of the conditioning that we've had, to suppress sometimes the sound, movement, breath, and how actually it is so intrinsic and so natural when we lean into those parts. And for me, having leaned in a lot in the last 8 months, and I've done a 6-month container workshop residential where I'd go away every month and focus on sound, movement, breath, the release, the reconnection to myself, the empowerment I feel, the power, the confidence I have, the creative ideas that I had coming out of those sessions, where I wouldn't be going in for creative ideas. I'd literally just follow their lead. But I would always come out with this reconnection to myself, this reconnection to the ideas that I had years ago and now bringing them back to life again. I would be able to connect dots that felt disconnected. I have now this much bigger confidence in myself. I went to a show last year feeling not confident, didn't really want to speak to people, to this year I could feel myself radiating. I could feel myself making big connections. I have a pile of contacts to get back in touch with. And in the last few months, opportunities have been coming to me. I've got so many. I'm actually sat here right now in a hotel room because I've been asked to coach, and it's this phenomenal opportunity that I just cannot turn down. It's absolutely amazing, and I'll talk more about that another time. But I'm having to pinch myself. It's like, oh my gosh. And I know a lot of this has come from this creative resetting that I've been working on. So I'm hosting a retreat at the end of September. It's been on my to-do list for 6 years. And I'm hosting a retreat where we can get away for 2 days and focus on sound, movement, breath. And there are 12 places, and we released it on Monday. We've got 4 places left. And I'm excited about this. And it's going to be a gorgeous group of people coming together in the place where I did all the shamanic healing. It's a really, really gorgeous space where you've got floor to ceiling windows, 180 degrees, overlooking a valley of the Shropshire Hills where you just literally feel like you're being held by nature. It's gorgeous. And then we've got Bo coming in on the first day to do shamanic drumming, to do a sound bath with us to activate the sound element. We're going to be doing some gentle moving, some gentle walking, not far, just around the village. And then we'll also be doing on the second day, we've got meditation, gentle yoga, and so it's sound, movement, breath, meditation, breath work, and yoga. And lots of journaling, sitting still round a fire, eating together, and having space. There will be space to breathe, to reconnect with yourself and reconnect with your work and connect with each other. So if you're interested, the link will be below. There are only 2 beds left inside the house. So if you're interested in joining me and a gorgeous group of people who, for this one, because the rooms are being shared, it's for those who identify as female. And I want to just talk a little bit more about this sound, movement, breath for those who, maybe don't want to join the retreat, but we want to just keep this conversation going for a little bit longer in terms of how you can practice this. So in a very, very simple term, sound, movement, breath. So the sound piece, of course, when we do our retreat, we've got elements such as the sound bath and the drum, and those activate, the energy levels, and they are going to be specifically tailored to activate creativity. But in everyday life, sound, so important. And I'm sure most of you love music. And so you can activate yourself by listening to music, by listening through earbuds. So you're just listening to the sound that's radiating through you. This week, maybe reconnect with a song from the past or a song that activates and makes you feel great. I have been listening to an array of music recently from Goldfrapp, which is it's electronic music, but the voice of Alison Goldfrapp, who sings this music, is powerful. So I'm listening to a lot of music where there's like really gorgeous vocals and they give me goosebumps. So maybe source a song, or it could be an instrument. You might listen to an instrument with your eyes closed and it just gives you some kind of internal feeling. It makes you feel something. That's what I'm looking for. It's a feeling, or to listen and just disconnect, to take you away on a journey for a couple of minutes. So sound, maybe this week, seek out sound. The movement piece can be something as simple as going for a walk, or recently I have been rocking. So especially when I'm listening to music, sometimes I will listen with my eyes closed and I will literally start to rock backwards and forwards. And that is moving the energy, but also it's one of I don't know all the scientific terminology, but it's one of the most reassuring for the vagus no, what's it called? The vagus nerve. And the nervous system, to re-regulate. It's that sense of safety. We rock a baby, don't we? And that rocking is such a huge signal to the body that we're safe, everything's fine. Now, that might not work for you. It's finding what works for you. I also have found recently that if I face sunlight through a window and I move my hands like this, backwards and forwards, for those who can't see, just twisting my hands. Again, it's kind of just moving energy. So I'm moving energy and I'm moving my body. And that has been incredible for me. I've literally sat with my eyes closed, sunbeaming and moving my hands, and I've just had the most magical experiences. And finally, the breath. So for me, what I've been doing recently, two um, two ways of breathing. I've been doing the box breath where you breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. And I've been doing that literally when I've been out for walks, sat in a hotel room, and I've been doing a few of those, and I literally feel my system reset immediately. And it's a great one to do if you're activated by someone else. So if someone's triggered you, if you're feeling a bit off, I will literally just sit for a minute and just do that breath in my head. Like, not in my head, I'm doing it through my nose, but I'm concentrating. And another one is just taking a big inhale from as deep as I can from my tummy and literally just tracing the breath. So really in from the tummy, holding it for a moment, breathing back out again. But the point with that one is actually really noticing where the breath is and feeling it, and especially when I'm breathing out through the nose, I can feel that breath through the nostrils. Already, just by doing those breaths, I feel calmer, I feel more in control, and doing those regularly. So I'm bringing these into my daily practice, sound, movement, breath, on a daily basis. And it absolutely helping me with creative reset, creative connection, opportunities, confidence, overwhelm, and feeling in control. So if you'd like to join us on the retreat in the gorgeous Shropshire Hills, where you could make a weekend of it because it's absolutely beautiful if you've never been, the link is below. If you have any questions, please email support@unitedartspace.org. We will drop that below. We would love you to join us if this speaks to you, if you feel like this is what you need right now. It's the last weekend of September. The details will be below. You can find out all the information via the link. But reach out to us if you have any questions. Have a wonderful day, and I hope that this week you incorporate some sound, movement, breath. And if you do, I'd love you to reach out and let me know how you get on and what kind of movement or sound or breath works for you. I am all ears on this topic right now. So please do send me a message via email or reach out on social media and let me know. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take care.